Ta'ala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, the Wada, Abba, called Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth, the 100% truth, the true word of our Lord. Yahweh being the Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son, our Redeemer, which we so ignorantly call Jesus Christ. That's not his name. It's not a true name. And you have a lot of Christians tell you, well, the name doesn't matter long as what they always say, it's your intent. The name makes it personal. That's why he gave us his name, to know his name. And those who are going to receive it will understand that. The name is going to be a stumbling block for a lot of you Israelites. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their fruitful works are fulfilled. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 5 and 6. So wickedness is an all out, it's all out, high score right now. It's all over the place. They don't even hide it anymore. They tell you that they bring a new world order. They don't hide that. You see what they do behind closed doors with the Epstein files being revealed. There's no uproars. People just accept it for what it is. They tell you to get over it. Look past it. There's nothing there. And we know, well, GMS or One West has been telling people for over since the early since 1980s that I know of about these things that's been happening behind closed doors, and probably go back further than that. And people always, reference them as being conspiracy theorists or lunatics, for bringing this type of information out. But now all these things are coming to the light, man, and these things are being revealed in these last days. And people can't deny it, It's right there in their face, It's always been, the message always went out, and people always rejected it. Well, now they have facts, and these things have been proven. The Lord allowed these things to be revealed, and people just go on about their everyday life. They just accept things for whatever they are. So wickedness is all over the place, man. Everybody's into it, and everybody's into all this type of abominable things. So let me read that again. So, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So we in that time, man. The sword, man. And what's got me, what I'm going into this morning is a dream that I had last night. And it was a dream that something like a concentration camp type environment. I remember there being a structured environment with a fence, wire, and all that. And me and another brother was like in some place, I guess maybe a chow hall where you go to eat and coming out. And another brother came up to the brother that I was with, and he pulled out something like a shank. It was like a screwdriver. And he said to the other brother, "Is there any problems?" And he showed it to him. Brother said, "No, man, ain't no problems." So the dude that had the screwdriver type shank thing, he just put it away, then he walked off. So we continued to walk out, and we were leaving. Like, I guess we're going back to wherever our barracks is, or wherever our bunks are, where we sleep. We pass a group of Edomites. Well, we pass some Edomites, and we notice them start shanking each other. They pulled out blades, and one came stabbed the other Edomite in the back, and it was kind of two groups going after each other. So it was a smaller group there. So we go further down, and we round the corner. There's another Edomite and another guy walking, and two other Edomites coming from the opposite way. And the one that's coming from the opposite way, they went over to the other Edomite, and he started shanking him. And he's kind of going at it, and then It's more and more Edomites kind of going together, and they start, they start poking each other. You know, it was just like a bloodbath, amongst themselves. They're just Edomites. Everybody's kind of like keep going on, just kind of just looking and watching them, at war like how we always been, how Jacob's always been. Jacob's always been at war with each other, you know, and still is, right now. But it goes to show how these curses are being reversed, man. And we're going into a time of Jacob's trouble where Egyptians going to be on Egyptians. And Esau, Edom was the Egyptians, and it go in Deuteronomy 28, it tells you about these curses being lifted, man, off of Israel and going on to these other nations, mainly Esau, Edom. And why this phone be doing that? Shalakia. God damn. Come on, man. Damn it. Take me back to my damn page, man. Shalakia. Damn. Can't even get back to my page now. It's crazy. There we go. Damn. Okay, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Let's drop down to verse 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. We've been persecuted, and they've been able to unalive our people without immunity, man. And it's still going on today. And people crying out for justice. I was scrolling through Facebook, you see all these young kids just steadily turn up missing, man. It's just a sea of kids, man. Usually between the ages of 12 and 17, and they just going missing out of nowhere, just vanishing. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto them all the innocent blood from among them. Because we know what's going on, like I said, with the Epstein files being released, what they're doing to a lot of young kids, and say they, pretty much, and it's always been going on, where they eating their flesh and the blood and just all type of wickedness, man. Stuff that you couldn't even imagine, somebody eating the testes of the babies and, with excrement in it. So you just can't make this stuff up, man. It's worse than what we can even imagine. And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt no more. So he's about to take us out of this situation, man. We're going to be redeemed as it was in the time of back in ancient Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy as before, and will destroy their land thereof. So they're not talking about they're not talking about Egypt over there in North Africa. They're talking about modern day Egypt, Egypt means captivity, a land of captivity. So that's talking about here in Babylon the Great, America, man. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with plagues and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. And they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the second sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Like I said, I saw in the dream, they had those shanks, they had pokers and stuff. But these Edomites were just going at it, man. They were just stabbing each other up. Jake, we was staying out of it. And I believe, really believe, that's a vision. It's synonymous with what's going on today, man. And, you see this thing with the ICE thing that's going on. They trying to draw Jake into it, to go out there to be part of the protest. And a lot of Jake's just sitting on the sideline. You see Edomites, unaliving Edomites, which a lot of it could be a psyop, could be orchestrated, but still, it's just creating that tension in the air amongst the Edomites, amongst themselves. Man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, and from the east, in Libanus, and turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet the day unto my chosen, so will I also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord God. So same thing that would happen to us, and they turned us on each other. The Lord's going to do that amongst them, man. And out of you 2/3, your wicked 2/3 going to get caught up in this. You're going to be destroyed right along with it. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and the sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from the wrath, and hath consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like the straw is kindled. Woe unto them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Let's talk about the 2/3 of our people that reject the name of the Lord, that reject this truth, man, that want to always bring Esau in, and Esau can be saved and all that. You're going to be counted as the 2/3, man. You're going against the Lord, man. You're making your own doctrine. You're misleading the people, and therefore you can destroy it right along with these heathens, man. It was crazy. I was walking yesterday and seen an Edomite and a Moab going at it, man. They stopped at the stoplight, man. They was throwing blows, man. It was just like right out of a movie in the middle of the street. And then I had a dream last night. It just kind of confirms things that are about to go down, man. We in that time, and what's today supposed to be Super Bowl Sunday, and I was watching the Super Bowl Sunday thing. Somebody had posted something on the screen because I was watching on TikTok, and somebody had posted on the screen this guy live and said World War III out of nowhere, out of all the comments. World War III is supposed to start during the Super Bowl. Well, we know that World War III is not going to go down until they finally implement the MOTB. So it's it's structure to this thing. But we at that time, man, everything is on the table. Everything's on the table right now. So we have to stay diligent in this truth. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Like I said, because we went off, the curses fell on us. Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hast hearkened not to the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy God, and keep his commandments, and his statutes which he commanded thee. And verse 54, so that man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of the children. God damn it, this thing, man. You doing that. His wife shall be towards his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground with delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children, which she shall bear. And she shall eat them in want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. So that's the curse that was on us, man. But the curse is going to reverse and go on these Edomites. But yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much it, man. Lord with us, bless us, edifying. Get ready, man. Like I always say, buckle up your seatbelt. Get ready for the ride. Hold on tight to this truth. Let this truth strap you in, man. Not get distracted. Not fall for these stumbling blocks that these devils going to throw at you. So with that, say shalom.